The plan was to lure Mackerley to Anderson's house.
You'll be okay, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is confident. This is well concealed, so you don't need to worry about it.
FBI techs wired Anderson for sound and hid a video camera in the kitchen. When the equipment was in place, Anderson called Mackerley.
I'll be here.
He told him he'd been served a subpoena and wanted to talk about what he should do. Mackerley said he would be right over. In case something went wrong, Agent Driscoll would remain hidden in the house to protect Anderson. When the team outside saw Mackerley approaching, they would radio Driscoll to hide.
Yeah. Well,
While waiting, investigators spotted telephone repairmen. Mackerley was paranoid about being bugged. If he saw the workers, he might think they were undercover agents.
We knew that if he came to that house and saw these telephone company trucks, that it would have been all over as far as the investigation.
Mackerley would be there any minute. The investigators quickly ordered the repairmen to leave. They then concealed the dig site. The investigators made it back to the car just before Mackerley pulled up. The investigators tried to alert the men in the house, but they received no response. They radioed again. Still nothing. They had no way to know if Driscoll had received their call. He hadn't. The agent had seconds to hide.
Alan, come in.
Anderson led Mackerley to the kitchen and sat down at the table as planned. He showed Mackerley the subpoena. Mackerley was hesitant to talk.
I mean, he wouldn't talk loudly. He was pointing to the walls and saying, no, whispering like this, no, nobody knows. Whispering so that he couldn't be heard in Anderson's house. Not that he suspected Bill Anderson, but because he expected that the police were everywhere.
They were. Detective Liddy and the others listened to Mackerley and Anderson from the car.
They had a discussion about what Bill Anderson was to testify to and whether or not Bill Anderson should lie for Alan Mackerley. Bill Anderson even asked Alan Mackerley that if he did refuse to testify and was put in jail, if Alan Mackerley would come forward and then tell the truth, and Alan Mackerley assured him that he would.
Mackerley didn't want to continue talking in the house. He led Anderson outside.
Told anyone else what you told me? No.
This whole thing was supposed to take place at Bill Anderson's kitchen table and no place else. And so when you heard Alan Mackerley say, let's take a walk, we were concerned that he was walking Bill Anderson out somewhere to eliminate him.
You told anyone else what you told me? No, nobody.
The property was large
lie,
and covered with
you're
dense
good.
foliage.
Will you come?
They could have walked anywhere. But Mackerley unknowingly walked Anderson close to the surveillance team.
My car is parked only a matter of probably 80 or 100 feet from Mackerley and Anderson. And we could hear distinctly on the transmitter their footsteps as they walked through the gravel, and they walked closer to my vehicle with very little coverage concealing my vehicle. The four of us sat there frozen in our car wondering, is this whole thing going to be blown because he's going to see us?
Their
I wish you'd never
case
told
and
me.
their cooperating witness were in jeopardy.
I'm sorry.
If the investigators were discovered, they might not be able to protect Anderson from Mackerley's rage. Investigators in Florida watched as cooperating witness Bill Anderson met with murder suspect Alan Mackerley. Anderson was wearing a wire trying to get Mackerley to discuss the murder of Frank Black. New Jersey Detective Lee Liddy feared what Mackerley might do if he caught a glimpse of the nearby investigators.
The two of them walked outside, which was very tense for all the investigators involved, because at this point we have no control over what happens, where they go, or what they say. And because they were walking, and because of the pant leg of Bill Anderson rubbing and the movement of the clothes, it was very difficult to pick up conversation. So at that point, we really weren't sure what was happening.
Before Mackerley could spot the surveillance team, Anderson steered him away. Investigators now had incriminating statements on tape, but not a direct confession. They needed more.